This conference will now be
Yeah.
recorded.
Yeah, Mahesh.
So guys, here today what we are just going to see is different types of flows. There are three types of flows: main flow, private flow, and subflow. Okay. In the previous session, whatever we had seen is we had seen the basics. Okay, the basics of the project, like where we are just creating the variables and how it is picking the values internally. Those all things we had seen them. Today we are just seeing the types of flows over here, and I'm just creating a new mule project over here and naming it as an flows. So it is taking some time. So here I'm just naming the project as flows. Already flows 5 had been created. I'm just naming it as flows 9. Okay. So here there are three types of flows which are available, as I said for you. So whenever we are dragging and dropping a normal flow over here, in a flow we'll be having source message, message processor, and error handling in it. So if we are using both the source message and message processor, then we are calling it as an main flow. So previously, whatever the flows we had designed were the main flows itself. So what I am just going to do is I am just going to drag and drop the HTTP listener connector here under the source message. So here under the connector configuration, we are just creating an HTTP listener configuration where we can listen the request and display the response in the browser with the help of port number and end path. And we are just naming the end path as in slash main. Since we are just designing the main flow over here, I am just naming it as in slash main over here. And under the advanced, I'm just moving to the get method in order to get the total data as our response. So here we are using the HTTP listener connector under the source message. So we are using the source message over here where we can request our API. And now I just want to use the message processor. So as I said for you, in a flow, if we are using both the source message and message processor, then we are calling it as a main flow. Under the MIME type, I'm just moving with the application JSON format over here. And I'm just applying a logger. Where we can apply the payload in it. So the logger is just used to log the messages. I just want to log the payload, whatever we are just sending for the users as our response. And now I am just going to deploy this project. So since we are using the source message and message processor in it, then we are calling it as a main flow over here. So our project is up and running over here. Let us wait for it. And guys, in the meanwhile, until our project gets deployed, like if you're okay, can I take the sessions in the afternoon, like 2 to 3 p.m. or something? If everyone is okay. If you're not comfortable, just let me know so that we can continue with the same timings. But if it is comfortable, since I am just traveling from hospital to home, so it might be getting late if I'm just taking the sessions in the evening. So that is the reason I just asked. And Sudhir and Radhika, will that be fine for you? Radhika? Hello, Radhika? Radhika, can you hear me? Hello, Radhika, can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yeah, yes, I'm
Yes,
able to
Radhika.
hear you, but I'm not able to unmute. Yeah, timings, right? So that is my working timings. The some back-to-back meetings will be there, and sometimes it is possible, and
Okay.
sometimes it is not possible. So standard, yeah, every day it is not possible, Mahesh. It depends actually.
Okay. Okay, no worries. So we can continue at this timings itself.
Or else we can shift morning timings fine for me. Before 9, 8 to 9 or something like that also fine for me.
No, actually, that morning it won't be possible. Uh, if it is okay, like 12 or something, 12 to 1 or something, or else.
Yeah, 6 also not fine, no? 6 to 7 or 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. also not
Yes,
fine.
yes. Actually, I was traveling at that part of time, so that is the reason
Mhm.
I just asked. If we can continue with the timing if you're not comfortable, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So our project is getting deployed over here. So here, since we are using the source message and message processor in the same flow, that means we will be able to request from the same flow and get the response from the same flow. Then we are able to call it as a main flow. And till now, whatever the flows we had developed were the main flows itself. So our project had been deployed over here, and we can move to the browser in order to check the response. Localhost colon 8081/main. Sorry. So here we just got the response as response over here. Since we are using the source message and message processor in the same flow, and we are able to request the same from the same flow and get the response from the same flow, then we are calling it as a main flow. And in a flow, we will be having the source message and message processor in it. If we are not using the source message and if we are only using the message processor, then we are calling it as a private flow. So what is the difference between the main flow and private flow? In a private flow, we will be having the source message and message processor in it, but we are not going to use the source message. We will be only using the message processor. Then we are calling it as a private flow. For example, if I just drag and drop the set payload connector in the message processor, and if I just name it as a private flow, okay, here we are just using the message processor and we are not going to use the source message. That means we won't be able to request anything from this main flow, from this private flow. Because we are not using the source message, we won't be able to request anything. So in order to call this flow as our response, we just need to call it into the main flow again. So I am just using the flow reference connector in order to call this private flow into the main flow. Now I am just providing the private flow name under this flow reference connector. That means indirectly in the place of this flow reference connector, this flow will set payload connector will be persisting here. So here now in a flow we are having two set payload connectors. The first set payload connector is private flow, where we had mentioned it as a private flow in it, and under the second set payload connector we are having that it as a response. So let me check the response whether we are able to get the first set payload connector as our response or the second set payload connector as our response. So it is not picking. Okay, I guess it had not been updated automatically, so I just need to redeploy the project. So our project is getting redeployed. So what is the difference between the main flow and private flow? If you are using both the source message and message processor, then we are calling it as a main flow. If we are not using the source message, if we are only using the message processor, then we are calling it as a private flow. So previously also we had used the private flows. Did you remember, guys? Where we had gone for the American project, at the starting point we had developed 5 APIs. Okay, after importing the project from the Anypoint platform to Studio, since we are able to call by using only one single end path, we had deleted all the HTTP listener connectors from the source message. Then this flows, we are just calling it as in private flows. And the private flows are just used for the reusability concepts. So let it deploy. I will also debug this project and show you how it is picking the response when we are having multiple payloads in a project or in API.
Mahesh, in this case, right, for example, if I want to call one web service multiple times, so can I define that web service in the here in the flow in subflow, private flow? Hello, Mahesh, am I audible?
Yes, just a moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
can you repeat what you said?
No, what I'm saying is, for example, if I want to invoke one target service multiple times in my application, so in that case, can I configure that web service in the private flow?
Yes, you can configure it. Okay. So for configuring the web services by using the URLs, we are having separate connectors. After structuring of our project, I will just show you. Okay. Since we are
Yeah,
just
but
going for the project.
I can yeah use in the private flows, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And for suppose if I want to pass the incoming request parameters to the private flow, that is also possible, correct? For example, the request parameters which is coming from the HTTP listener. So I want to pass that elements into the private flow. Is it possible or?
Yeah, it is. Okay. I will just show in a practical way for you in that project. Okay. Whatever you are
Okay.
asking.
Okay.
Okay, our project had been deployed over here and we can move to the browser in order to check the response. So /main, we are just getting it as our where is our end path over here, and whenever we are requesting, now we are having multiple set payload connectors in our API, but it is picking the first the end set payload connector as our response. And why it is picking the end set payload connector as our response, and why it is not picking the private flow set payload connector as our response? Okay, so whenever we are having multiple set payload connectors, multiple payloads in our flow, okay, so here the previous set payload connector is overridden by the end set payload connector, and it will be displayed as our response at the end for us. So if I just want to show the same thing in the debug perspective for you, in order to show it in a clear way, so I'm just applying the toggle breakpoint in order to break the operation at the flow reference connector here. So let me redebug it since the wrapper had been stopped over here. So our project had been deployed over here and we can move to the browser in order to request it, so that our project will be breaking the operation here. Since we had not applied the toggle breakpoint at the HTTP listener connector, all the operations which are performed with the HTTP listener connector, we can check it under the attributes. Okay, so it is breaking the operation at the flow reference connector now, and the payload is null, as you can see here. When I click on the next process, so since we had mentioned the private flow under the flow reference connector, so it is moving to the private flow set payload connector and it is breaking the operation at the set payload connector. And since it had not completed the operation at the private flow set payload connector, it is not displaying any of the payload over here. But when I click on the next process, it had performed the operation on the private flow set payload connector, and now it is breaking the operation at the main flow set payload connector, the end set payload connector. As per now, the payload of private flow is in the application Java format, and this is the payload. Before the completion of operation at the end set payload connector over here. And when I click on the next process, okay, the end set payload connector had overridden the previous set payload connector, whatever we had mentioned over here, and it is displaying the response as response over here. So whenever we are having multiple payloads in a flow, so the end set payload connector, the end payload will be displayed as our response at the end, and the previous payloads will be overridden by the end payload. And here it is displaying the response as response over here. Okay, any doubts in it? How it had overridden Ram and Radhika?
No, Mahesh.
Radhika? Oh, sorry, Ram?
No, Mahesh, no.
Yeah, okay, sure. So exactly in the same way, there is a flow called private flow. So, subflow. So as I said for you, the private flow is just used for the reusability concept because we can reuse it in the other flow, but we cannot call the private flow directly. Exactly in the same way, the subflow is also used for the reusability concept. But what is the difference between the private flow and subflow? Okay, if we are using the source message and message processor in a flow, then we are calling it as a main flow. And if we are not using the source message and if we are only using the message processor in a flow, then we are calling it as a private flow. And in a subflow, we won't be having any of the source message in it. Okay, the subflow is just used for the reusability concept. In future, if I just want to make this private flow as a main flow, I can drag and drop the listener connector and I can make it as a main flow. Or else in future, if I just want to make this main flow as a private flow, I can delete the HTTP listener connector and I can make this flow as a private flow. But the subflow is just remained as a subflow and it is just used for the reusability concept since there is no source message in it. So here under the subflow, I am just going to drag and drop the set payload connector here. Under the set payload connector, we are just providing it as a subflow. And here, as I said for you, this subflow is also used for the reusability concept. We cannot call the subflow directly. We just need to call it into the main flow again. So I'm just using another flow reference connector. And before moving to the subflow, if I just want to display the previous payload without deleting the end set payload connector as our response, so I can make it as a payload over here. So payload is nothing but response. So whatever the response we are getting from the previous set payload connector, I just want to display it as our response over here. So the previous set payload connector is nothing but the private flow, whatever we had mentioned in it. So what I'm just going to do is let me check whether our project is ready deployed or not. And let me request it again in order to run it in the debug perspective. Yes, I just want to run the project in the debug perspective over here. So it is breaking the operation here. When I click on the next process, it is breaking the operation at this set payload connector. And when I click on the next process, the set payload connector had been performed its operation and it is picking it in the application Java format, the private flow. And in the end set payload connector, we had mentioned the payload, but we had mentioned the format as an application JSON. So when I click on this next process, so it is picking the previous payload itself, but the format of the message had been changed into application JSON. So the end payload is picked by the end set payload connector itself. But since we had mentioned it as a payload, it is picking the previous payload. Okay. And if I just click on the next process, so here the private flow is displayed as our response over here. So now exactly in the same way, if I am just calling the subflow, for example, so I'm just calling the subflow over here. Now the subflow will be picked as our response, end response. Since the subflow set payload connector is overriding the private flow set payload connector, so the subflow set payload connector will be picked as our end response. So in order to run it in the debug perspective, I'm just requesting it again. Yes, I just want to run it in the debug perspective. Next process, the private flow set payload connector had been performed its operation, picking the private flow as our response in the application Java format. Next process, the second flow reference connector had been performed its operation and it is moving to the subflow. And if I just click on next process and the subflow is displayed as our response over here, the subflow set payload connector had overridden the private flow set payload connector over here. And next process, so here the end set payload connector had transformed the data into the application JSON format. So here, if you just want, as I said for you, what is the difference between subflow and private flow? If I just want to make the private flow as a main flow, I can add the HTTP listener connector exactly in this way over here, and I can name it as an /pri as our end path, and I am just using the get method in order to get the total data as our response, and I am just using the logger in order to pick the payload. Now this payload is picked as an, since I just need to change the MIME type in order to change the, in order to display the response in the browser. So let me check whether our project had been deployed or not over here. And we can move to the browser in order to check the response. Okay. Sorry. /pri, I just want to. So private flow, we are getting it as our response. So we had successfully transformed the main flow into the private flow into the main flow. And exactly in the same way, this subflow, you can use it n number of times in n number of APIs exactly in this way. This subflow, I just want to call it into the private flow. Okay, now in order to display this data as our response, I'm just changing a MIME type of the subflow as well. The subflow is displayed as our response over here. Okay. So guys, are you having any doubts in this main flow, private flow and subflow? How it works? And whenever we are having a number of payloads in a flow, so how we can pick the previous payload by having the end payload? Radhika and Ram, are you having any doubts in these three flows? Radhika,
Yeah,
are you
no,
having
no,
any?
Mahesh. No, Mahesh, no, Mahesh.
Okay. So guys, if you're not having any doubts, so we had finished the types of flows concept over here. Tomorrow we are moving for the structuring of our project. Sorry, just a moment. Yeah. So tomorrow we are moving for the structuring of our project over here. Okay, where we can see the synchronous flow, asynchronous flow, and how to structure our project in the real time, and how to separate each and every mule configuration file, and how to create a properties file and call the values dynamically. These are the things we are going to see tomorrow, and day after tomorrow we are going for the another project. Okay, where we are going for to fetch the data from predefined RESTful services, SOAP services, and database. Okay.
Okay, Mahesh.
So Ram, any doubts?
No, Mahesh.
Okay. So guys, the recorded session will be updated in 1 hour, and you can check it. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye. Good night.